You got your whole PSP in a search and destroy briefcase. Young Yeah made a video about Pokemon glitches and I thought that shit was funny. Bro, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Pokemon standards, bro. I feel like real talk, people shouldn't even be buying their game, bro. Like they gotta send a message out to Nintendo and Game Freak where we're like, yo, we're not gonna keep taking this ass. You know why? Old Pokemon games never had issues like this. If we go Red, Blue, Yellow, we never had issues like this. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, we never had issues like this. Fucking Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, X, Y, Sun, Moon, Black, White 2. We didn't have issues like this. The Switch is a console. Look, this is my thing, right? This is what I want Nintendo to do. I know it might not happen, but this is what I want personally Nintendo to do. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna happen, but this is just something that I liked when I was young, right? Nintendo right now, this is the Switch, right? I'm gonna be honest. I don't even spell Switch right, but fuck it. Beep. Right? This is the Switch. The next console that comes out, this is what they gotta do with the next console that comes out. No more hybrid. No more hybrid. The next console that comes out, I don't give a fuck. Home console. Go back to the old days and then release handheld. Go back. That's what I would like. I'm not gonna lie. If Nintendo was to go back and then be like, okay, we're going back to we have a home console and then we have a handheld console, I would like that. Because don't get me wrong, they went with the whole hybrid, but even though the idea, in my opinion, was good on paper, it still lacks power because, like, let's be honest, the Switch is like an excellent handheld console. But for a stay-at-home, like, powerhouse, it's not. It's only good for, like, handheld shit. No cap, I'll be using my Switch in the bathroom. Okay, but the next console, they gotta release a dedicated, powerful home console that's at least competing with up-to-date standards, right? Up-to-date standards. And the handheld, I don't know, bro. You could keep this shit in like a limbo of some sort, but at least it's handheld. Probability isn't the issue. It's the fact that Game Freak doesn't give a crap about optimizing their games or anything. Oh no, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about like in general. In general. Because a lot of people, I was seeing that on Twitter. A lot of people were like, oh, it's because the Switch is underpowered. I have to agree. I feel like there is some things with the Switch that would limit the game from playing in its best way. But at the same time, it's also the way that they optimize the game. I feel like that's more of the ballpark because they didn't optimize it well. It feels like they just rush released it. No cap, I feel like everyone right now, we're playing a fucking beta of the game. Like, we're not playing the finalized version. Everyone right now spends $60 on a beta. But we've proven the limits of the game with Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Look, I'm gonna be honest, and I've said this before. This is why I feel like it's taken so long for Breath of the Wild 2 to come out, and I feel like this is why it took so long for Bayonetta 3 to come out. Because the Switch is so limited. Like, I feel like they had to optimize the fuck out the game in order for them to put it on the console. Because let's be honest, if Bayonetta 3 was coming out on PlayStation 5, holy shit, the amount of wiggle room that they would have had and how beautiful I could imagine that game would have looked if it was on a PS5 would have been nuts. You said Bayonetta 3 runs terribly as well. You see, and that's crazy, because I noticed when Bayonetta 3 came out, people didn't really talk about the game. People was like this on Twitter when it came out. I was like, why nobody talking about Bayonetta 3? You said, what the fuck is this diagram? Look, I was talking about, this is the Switch right now. What I want to happen is that the Switch no longer is a hybrid. In the next console, they split it up again, where it's like we have a home dedicated console that's powerful, and we have a handheld that's separate.
Games.
Like, get rid of the hybrid, because
became more well-known outside their core audience. The only spin-offs that get hyped with the casual audience is Pokemon Stadium and Snap. If games like Colosseum/XD or Mystery Dungeon were more well-known, I bet they could bank of those type of games to give them more development time for the main series games, but all they got is Pogo on phones. Nintendo got to understand and stop promoting themselves to everyone. If they dedicated themselves to just gamers, we might have had a better console.
No, I know. One of their slogans I used to hate from back in the day was talking about affordability. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yesterday I saw a post saying that they can enjoy the game and be aware of the bugs, and I just said that it was an excuse to not feel bad spending $60 on a bug-filled game. At this point, those people cannot complain. They deserve this shit, Lamau.
No, I agree. I agree. What I don't like is that there's like a lot of people in the community that's like kind of really not talking about it. Like they're kind of just like you ever seen that one meme where you're sitting in a chair and you're on fire and the dog is saying this is fine? I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing right now. Like they're trying to like, it's like copium. It's like they're like, oh, the game is still great though. I'm like, is it really though? Like the shit's running like ass. Oh, but besides the performance issues, it's still running great. And I'm like, this is kind of copium talk. It's kind of like you're going through shit, the game is running like shit, and you're like, oh, the game is still fine. And I'm like, like a AAA game, especially from like people like Pokemon, Nintendo, Game Freak, this shouldn't be happening. I don't care what you say, this shouldn't be happening. And you know what's even crazy? I'd rather spend that 60 on Sonic Frontiers, because the biggest issue I have with Sonic Frontiers is just shit popping in and out. Other than that, the game has no frame rate dips. The game runs smooth. That's the only issue I could, or complaint I could give about Sonic Frontiers, is that the shit still pops in and out from time to time. But other than that, the game still runs. I cannot believe that we're in a timeline where a Sonic game actually ran better and did better in a way than a Pokemon game. Can you believe that? You said also play Bayonetta 3 already? Nah, man, I heard that shit runs like ass. Pokemon is always taking L's. No, it runs fine. People didn't like the Bayonetta 3 ending, I heard. Ah. To be honest, for me to even play Bayonetta again, I'm gonna have to like watch a YouTube video with like a story recap, because a lot of the story, for me, I forgot. At least the Pokemon anime has been fun. Truth. Truth. Truth.
Even if the Pokemon game was optimized properly and shit, this Pokédex ain't tight.
Yo, I forgot about the Pokédex. How is it? How is the Pokédex in the game? Look, I don't know anything about the game. Yo, hold on. Let's have a legit discussion. Do you know how disappointed I was when I saw the level 3 or the 3rd evolution of Fuecoco? How the fuck do you go from him looking like a fucking dinosaur to a fucking alligator? Oh my god, I'm like, you fuckers at Game Freak suck so much dick. How the fuck you fumble this fucking Pokemon so hard? They fumbled Fuecoco. Like, yo, I don't know who the fuck. Yo, fuck that whole company, bro. They don't know how to make good Pokemon to save their lives. Evolution 1, Fuecoco looked fire. The second one, my dude ended up having looking like a sombrero. I was like, oh my God, the third evolution gotta look crazy fire. You make it. Look, how in the first form he looked like a T-Rex, like he was standing on both and he had his hands out. Then in the last evolution, he's a whole fucking different thing. How you go from a dinosaur to an alligator? Quaxley went fruity. Bro, Quaxley off rip was fruity. That's why I was like, yo, I already know he's gonna look like some Inteleon shit. That's why I didn't pick that Pokemon. Because, look, Inteleon is awesome. I already knew Quaxley was already gonna be looking like... The best one was Sprigatito. Sprigatito looks like Joker from fucking Persona. The best one was Sprigatito. You said I liked them all, bro. I hated. The only thing I like about Fuecoco's third evolution is that it sounds like a fucking train whenever like it opens its mouth. All you hear is whoa. That just sounds like the train that you fight in the Nikkei EX missions. It sounds like a whole train. You said Sprigatito actually looks like a Phantom Thief. That's what I said. When I saw Sprigatito, I was like, yo, legit Joker. Like, Sprigatito jumped out of an Atlas game.
I don't think that's gonna work because it would cost Nintendo more money to produce to separate consoles. Nintendo just need to make a powerful console, especially since Valve proved that it's possible to have a powerful hybrid console. Cause back when Nintendo had two separate consoles, the home consoles were still weak compared to Xbox and PlayStation. It's clear that Nintendo just don't want to do it. Cheer
They
100.
They gotta do it. Because it sucks because they're also putting their developers in crutches. Because like imagine Nintendo making weak ass home consoles and then they're like, hey, make games for this. And then they're like, bruh, the specs of this console's ass. Like, what the fuck you want us to do with this? Oh, make games for it. I looked it up. Fuecoco has the best evolution. Bro, no it doesn't. Bro, it's legit. Bruh. Here's my thing, right? Fuecoco, this is how I'm picturing Fuecoco, right? He looks like almost Among Us. This is Fuecoco, right? His second evolution got like a freaking hat. And the dude was like, right? And I'm like, yo, he went from like having the little hair on his head. Now he got a sombrero. I'm like, yo, this shit gonna look fire. Then the fucking third evolution, they're like, throw everything in the fucking garbage. Let's turn him into a regular alligator with a bird on his fucking head. Like what?
Bro, he was always a gator. All Pokemon fan art of him was with THR other gator/shark types.
No,
just dumb.
no. He was never a fucking alligator, bro. How are you gonna tell me that? Tony, how are you gonna tell me? Hold on. How are you gonna tell me he was always an alligator, bro? He looked like a dinosaur, bro. I thought, look, bro, he could have been a T-Rex. Bro, this is not an alligator. He's on all fours. I'm thinking he gonna be like a T-Rex. And then you fumble the whole bag. He does not look like an alligator one bit. He looks like a dinosaur, bro. I don't see alligator at all. I see a dinosaur. I see a T-Rex. I don't see an alligator, bro. I see a T-Rex. You could have gave us like a T-Rex or some shit, and then you gave us a dookie ass.
We could have had a
bro, they fumble the
Ludicolo.
starters every time, dude. It's like, I'm not even surprised anymore, man. I'm just
he
upset.
ain't even in the game. How you gonna have a Spanish region without the racist Mexican Pokemon?
You said without the racist Mexican Pokemon, which one? They call him the Fire Croc Pokemon. They fumbled it. They fumbled it, bro. They fumbled it. I hate his evolution. The third one looks like ass. Bro, look at all these concept arts. Look at all the concept art that I'm seeing right now. Yo, if Fuecoco ended up looking like this, bro, I would have taken that shit. Even though the second evolution is like, the third one looks gas. I was expecting something like this because I'm looking at his first form, so I'm like, okay, he looked like a dinosaur kind of shit, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm telling you, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. You said that was your first mistake. You looked at fan art. No. That wasn't my first mistake. This is the first time I'm looking at fan art now. This is my first time now looking at fan art. Me, off of seeing Fuecoco's original first form, I'm assuming he's gonna turn into like a T-Rex. He got big legs, little arms. What other creature in existence do you know has big legs, little arms? A dinosaur, right? A dinosaur. If Fuecoco looked like Sandile, right? If Fuecoco was looking like this, then I would have been like, okay, Fuecoco gonna turn into an alligator when he gets older. Man, fuck chat. Chat out here now want to be like, oh nah, I assumed he was gonna turn into a all four fucking train. Look up Totodile. Bro, I already know what Totodile looks like. Totodile did the evolutions right. Because look, first form, dude is just wilding out. Big legs, little arms. And then he turned into a what? Feraligator. A standing up. As a matter of fact, his arms and legs are about the same height. Fuecoco's arms are way small. Why the fuck he... Hey, yo, why he chewing on that Pokeball? Bro, I feel like I'm about to run into Totodile hentai. Let me get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't trust Google's search. You said, isn't this dude an alligator too? But he's not a lame alligator, bro. He's like... This is not the best image, but still, it's like... Bro. We got a lame ass alligator, bro. That's all I'm saying. Fuecoco, I'm just disappointed. They fumble they do this all the time. Nintendo does this all the time. They fumble the third evolution. They make the first one look good, the second one look promising, and then when they do the third evolution, it's just something completely different that you're just like where the fuck did this idea come from? Like who approved this? You said the grass one looks bad. I'm sorry. Terrible. They all look fine. You know what it is? I'm just getting old, bruh. That's what it is. I'm just getting old. That's what it is. I'm getting old, bruh. Annihilate. You know what's crazy? I didn't even see a lot of like the new Pokemon. I didn't see a lot of them. But that's what it is. I'm just getting old. You said Claude Sire? You said, I think it's time to switch up to Digimon then. Yo, Digimon does have better designs. Pokemon in shambles, Sonic sweep. Pokemon isn't even really in shambles. That's the shit that kind of upsets me, because everybody out here on Twitter, from what I've been seeing, looks like they're trying to justify, like they're trying to give the game an excuse. Like, hey, I'm enjoying my time playing this game, but it's running like ass, but I'm enjoying my time. I'm like, how can you enjoy your time while the game is running like shit? Like, people are copium head, like, really hard on Twitter. I'm like, yo, if the game is running like shit, let it be known. Stop trying to make it look like the game is good when it's ass. It's running like shit. Pokemon will make money regardless. Yo, if this is the latest Pokemon game, you could just imagine how much more worse the next game is going to be. The game is super fun, but it runs like absolute shit, which should be addressed. And people should like, another thing that I don't like is that people are trying to review the game, like give it high ass scores, like, oh, this game is great, it just runs bad, so I'm still gonna give it a good score. No. That Pokemon game, everywhere we go, like Metacritic, that shit should have like a 7 to a 6. Yo, bro, I didn't say put it to a 2. Damn. I said a 7 or a 6. I didn't say 2.7. You see this? How you gonna look at this guy giving it a 100? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's technical problems and lackluster multiplayer are unable to overshadow its triumph leap in the open world. You literally just said this game runs like shit. How the fuck you gave it a 100? He glazing. He want Nintendo to keep sending them free copies of the game. My man double-handing that shit. Straight up speed. Bro. Talk about glazing. Motherfucker dick riding. The dick eating is crazy with that one. My man gave it a 100. Wait, what? This is the first mainline Pokemon game in 25 years that I've not picked up the next morning and immediately carried on with. And that alone tells me what a complete letdown Gen 9 is. We've cut Game Freak a lot of slack over the years. True. Every new release is apparently a step in the right direction, right? Quote unquote. Or paving the way for the next gen era, etc., etc. It's getting boring and insulting. Sure, there are some neat features, but it's hard to get drawn into a lore or story of a game when you can barely go 60 seconds without something bugging out. Game Freak clearly do not have the skills or expertise to build a proper 3D game. I have no idea how some of the critic reviews of this game can give it a 80 and 90 plus. That's what I'm saying. They've been sent a completely different version. We've been sent a completely different version. It literally sucks to see a game that so many of us grew up with getting objectively worse with every release. Nintendo and everyone involved should be ashamed. True. Talk your shit, King. I didn't believe what my eyes told me when I booted this game up. 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. The visuals and the performance are laughably bad. I cannot recommend this to anyone. A hurt Pokemon fan. Sheesh. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Game Freak should be fired. Worst Pokemon game. Sword and Shield was better. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even like Sword and Shield, and he says Sword and Shield was better. Oh shit, we're going into Spanish territories. So then now, that is not Spanish. Idioma Portugués, ya now leva nota. Nah, never mind. That is not Spanish. That is Portugal. Game Freak, patch the game for decent frame rate graphics transitions. Above all, do your job. This game is the worst Pokemon game ever. Do not buy this game. You will waste your time and money. Other good games are coming out for the holidays. True. Like Sonic Frontiers made by Sega. There's no excuse for a Switch game to look this bad. This is a billion-dollar company. I keep yelling this shit out at the top of my lungs, and this is why I get mad when sometimes people on Twitter give this game slack. I'm like, this is not a multi-million-dollar company. This is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. The amount of money Pokemon makes just off of Pokemon cards, just off of fucking pieces of cardboard with holographic colors alone is ridiculous. We should not be having shit like games like this. Bro, they got bread.
I'm almost finished with my copy of Violet. I'll give it a 6/10. It's so slow and buggy. Half the Pokédex have downright trash designs. I don't even have my starter in my team. That shit stays in the PC void.
Damn.
And it's the worst soundtrack in history.
Bro, I think I heard like
6/10.
1 or 2 good songs in the game, and I think Toby Fox made them. I heard like 1 or 2 songs in the game. And I think, like I said, the good songs that I heard, Toby Fox made them. This game needs to be recalled. Dude. Bryce the Eevee. You know he's a Pokemon stan. Motherfucker got Eevee in his name. Bryce the Eevee. Audio, 4 out of 10. It's alright, but not really a fan. Textures, 2 out of 10. Looks like the GameCube. Gameplay glitches, 3 out of 10. They happen later on. Visual glitches, 1 out of 10. It's consistent. Frame rate, 1 out of 10. It's bad. Very bad. Gameplay, 3 out of 10. A step back from Legend. How the fuck you go a step back from Legends of Arceus? World exploration, 4 out of 10. Oftentimes bland. Models, 2 out of 10. Still look dated even when updated. Animations, 1 out of 10. Sandwich. Controls, 3 out of 10. Menus. Overall, a 24 out of 10. This man went super technical with his review. That being said, Pokemon deserves far better than this trash. I've been around since Gen 1. Oh, he's me. He's me. He's a Gen 1er. He's a Gen 1er. And watch this game came out. And watching this game come out hurts. Rose-colored Pokemon goggles shouldn't save the performance dumpster fire of Scarlet and Violet. Characters and animations often move a robotic 3 frames per second. Clipping, popping, stuttering, pausing between actions, ugly textures, wonky camera, and it happens non-stop. While the aging Switch hardware is a limitation, there are many other better looking and more expensive games that run way better than this. Xenoblade! If somehow you can get past all the performance issues, I couldn't. The gameplay itself feels mediocre at best. A lot of innovation introduced by Arceus is ignored here. Music and sound is poor, with weird silences throughout the lack of voice acting. Oh my god. That's another thing I keep shitting on Game Freak about. Bro, you gotta give us voice acting. Look, if we're moving towards 3D Pokemon, at least give us voice acting. I can't with these fucking characters doing this. I can't. Yo, put me as a voice actor. I don't care, man. Pay me minimum. Put some type of voice acting in the game. Something. I can't, bro. If you want to play a Pokemon game, I recommend any other in the series over this. After the fresh air of Arceus, this game is a new stifling all-time low. Damn. If I was the developer of this game, I would be ashamed. This is not a finished game, true. Terrain glitches, lighting glitches, background glitches, texture glitches. The game can't run on a stable 30 frames per second despite its N64 quality level. Talk your shit. The Pokemon game or the Pokemon models are good because they are made by Creatures Inc. and not by Game Freak. Is that true? I didn't know that. The models were made by Creatures Inc. and not by Game Freak. I didn't know that. Unbelievably bad. I stopped playing at 10 minutes due to how slow the engine was. Not to mention frame rate and graphics is utterly unplayable. 8. Definitely not as bad as all the O's are saying or the zeros are saying. If you're used to Ultra HD, oh my god, I can see through time. Nah. Don't even say that. You know why? because half the Switch games don't even look that good. They just run properly. Like Legends of Arceus, even though I'm not going to say Legends of Arceus was my favorite Pokemon game, I could say at least the game did have some frame rate issues, but it wasn't as astronomically bad as this game. And it's a billion-dollar company. Maybe you might struggle. Apart from that, it plays like any other Pokemon game, but without the rails, the on-rail story to get stuck to. Run around like Arceus and catch stuff. Blows. You said blows that arse off the game Sword and Shield out the water. Also can't beat co-oping with my 4-year-old son. Okay, that's different. You're playing with your kid. His excitement is infectious. So you're only excited because your kid's excited. Just get through the academy. That's all I say. You're only excited because your kid's excited. The game itself is fun. The world is very lovely and nice, and the freedom the game gives you is great. The characters are amazing as well, and I can say that this is a good Pokemon game. However, the fact that it runs absolutely horrible compared to other games or other more demanding games on the Switch is really absurd. If the game released without stuttering lags and frame drops, I could say this is one of the best Pokemon games out there. Damn. That's what a lot of people said, realistically. If I could remember correctly. A lot of people say that. They said if the game didn't have that frame rate issue, it would have been one of the best Pokemon games. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that.